Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I want to talk a little bit about the Creator Clash 2. There's been some drama that's been going on. I'm not going to go deep into it. And here's the thing. If you're looking for some insight, because, I know Chris Reagan, we do a podcast together. Like, whatever Chris wants to say, he can say. I'm not going to speak for him or anything that's going on under the surface or anything like that. I just want to give my 2 cents as if I'm just anybody else with a platform that doesn't have any connections. So, how many days ago this was when Froggy Fresh, it was announced that he is no longer being on the card, which I thought that was pretty, I was like, oh, what a coincidence, because the only reason I'm even going to Creator Clash is because of Chris Reagan. I was just like, oh, that's weird that things got all messed up. Like, out of all the people fighting, there were some problems here. Like, that sucks. So people were speculating what was happening. The first thing that everybody thought was that, he started training with Sam Hyde. So that's an issue because of the history with iDubbbz and Sam Hyde. That was the thing that that was a no-no. Why would you do that? But then there was a video because Froggy Fresh was deciding to play the heel. And this is the biggest thing to me, really, is he put out a little video just kind of taunting Chris just a teeny bit and saying that if he lost, he was going to subscribe to Anissa's OnlyFans. Anissa is iDubbbz's wife. She helps run the event. And it was just one of those things that is interesting. Not a big deal on the surface, right? If you saw the video, it's like, oh, that's it? That was stupid. But you have to ask yourself the question, why? Why would you do that? Because for a myriad of reasons. Because it's totally fine to play a heel. I love heels. I think everybody loves heels. Now let's talk about pro wrestling, because it started with pro wrestling and then it leaked into combat sports, and which is totally fine. I love it. But when we're talking about pro wrestling specifically, the face versus the heel, it's agreed upon. Everybody that's performing is in on it. Even the promoters. So imagine, you don't cross the promoters. Like, if the promoters had some ideas for you, like, hey, okay, we're going to do this, all agreed, great, this is going to be the show, this is what's going to happen. Great. But then if you just do some shit without the approval of the face or the promoter, you can get punished. That's all works in the business now to this fucking day. People would get buried. If you screwed up too bad, you might even get kicked out of the freaking organization. There's many of examples of stuff like that happening. Great wrestling documentaries, videos, whatnot. But this is something that is well established, that don't cross the boss, as they say. Even if it's something minor like that, it's, hey, we're trying to run a very smooth event. So if you want to talk trash, you want to do all this stuff, yeah, maybe you want to run it by, just see what you could and could get away with. Run it by Chris and stuff. Why not? To me, I love it. I love the theatrics. That is so fun. The people always say about wrestling, it's just fake, right? I'm like, are you I don't even know what to say to that anymore. It's like, yeah, I grew up watching wrestling with vampires and pimps and porn stars. Nobody thinks it's fucking real. Not literally. Why would there be a zombie wrestling? Come on, guys. Stop being stupid. It's a theatrical performance. It's like fucking Broadway with giant sweaty men, right? So I'm like, yeah, people enjoy watching it. So I love the theatrics. So Froggy Fresh trying to be the heel. Cool. Awesome. I like that. And I would also want to say that I like Froggy Fresh. I was a huge fan of his Krispy Kreme phase. I was actually annoyed that he gave in to changing his name, because apparently, if I remember correctly, Krispy Kreme hit him up and kind of did a cease and desist thing. And my thing is, I would have been like, I'll change the name slightly. It'll sound exactly like Krispy Kreme, but the way I spell it will be different. I definitely wouldn't have given away. I'm not going to give him some stupid ass corporation that's threatening me. Personally, I'm just saying, And I'm not, no shade to him. I'm just saying that, like, I like the name Krispy Kreme, but Froggy Fresh, that works. Why not? So he's Froggy Fresh. And I was like, oh, that's cool, man. I haven't heard from him in a long ass time. He's got a beard now and stuff, long hair and shit. So I was like, cool, this should be fun. And yeah, it was unfortunate falling out. And now there's a lot of he said, she said stuff going on that I'm a little annoyed by personally, because this is like creator clash, like YouTubers and all this stuff. Like, this isn't like faceless corporations or companies or businesses, right, where usually they let the lawyers say the stuff or whatever. I'm like, well, I feel like Anissa and iDubbbz or whomever could really come out and just explain what the fuck actually happened, because Creator Clash is saying one thing and Froggy Fresh is saying another thing. And I'm like, if I remember correctly, I think I should have looked this up before I started this video, but I think FaZe Banks was in Ohio and something happened. There was like a fight or something. There was like some stuff that was going on. And then I think FaZe Banks released a video saying this is what happened. But then the bar in Ohio, like, made a video defending themselves. They're like, oh, hell no. We got video footage. We got the CCTV. Like, this is what went down. And I appreciated that quite a bit, because it made me think like, oh, wow, what a fucking liar. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in a situation like this, these people are creators. They are, like, you don't have to be professional. Like, that bar was like, nah, we're not going to do the professional thing. We're going to just defend ourselves and get ahead of this and be like, no, screw this guy. And I thought that was cool. I really appreciated it. You know, like how the customer's always right and all this. Like, fuck all that shit. The customer is almost never right. Like, just be real. And so in this situation, I want Creator Clash to like, lay it down. The accusations that you're saying, the violations that Froggy Fresh had, what were they? Because Froggy Fresh said, what were they? When was I notified? And I'm like, I have the same question. Why not just say what's up? You don't have to do this lawyery shit. I just don't think that is necessary. Say what happened if something actually happened. Or if it is just spite, you're like, I just don't like that one joke, I want him off the card, then say that. A lot of people won't be satisfied, but you know what I'll be like? It is what it is. He chose to do that heel thing, and that was the consequence. Like I said, was it an overreaction? Probably, but it's none of my business. It's not my event. If I feel like somebody has crossed me enough at my event, then maybe I'll act in that way. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where I'm like, well, that sucks, man. And to be honest, it really just sucks for Chris Raygun. To me, that's, I'm like, dude, he just got screwed just for all this bullshit happening. Now, there's a lot of people that still obviously want it to happen. There's a lot of things floating around on Twitter with like, oh, maybe we do they should box outside of the event and all this stuff, like do some other shit. And I doubt like any of that stuff's gonna happen, but you know, I know the Creator Clash is pretty, it's not that far away, so this is just a disaster. Like, in a perfect world, I would love for things to just things to get resolved. In a perfect world, it would be cool if things were just like, all right, we all were heated, we all said some dumb shit, let's just do it. You know, kind of like what Froggy was trying to say, like, I thought this was for charity and all this stuff, and I'm like, well, look, I'd like to believe you, Froggy, but, you know, if this was simply just for charity, why the fuck would you go box with Sam Hyde? Oh, is Sam Hyde the arbiter of boxing or something? Or is he just somebody that you look up to and this was an opportunity to work with him? What the fuck does that have to do with charity? Like, don't fucking piss on me and tell me it's rain, bro. Like, I understand. I'm not even faulting you for wanting to, like, I'd want to meet Sam Hyde. I would love to get some pad work or whatever with Sam Hyde. Like, personally, I don't have a problem with Sam Hyde. There's stuff that I hear people say about him. I haven't really, to me, he just seems like a fucking wacky performer. Like, he turns it on, but I've also seen him turn it off in interviews and whatnot, and he's just a regular person. And I'm like, that's my perception of him. Some people may have a problem with that. I personally don't give a shit. I haven't seen something, I guess I'm not combing through I don't know. I'm not fucking obsessed with the internet, so I'm not combing through. I haven't seen like this blatant like, oh, this guy's just the worst person ever or something. I don't know. Maybe somebody's gonna send me some shit. Maybe they could convince me, but as of right now, like I have no quarrel with Sam Hyde. So what I'm saying is Froggy Fresh taking the opportunity to do something like that. I get it, but that definitely wasn't for charity. That was definitely personal gain. It may be a milestone to do something really cool. So to say things and fall back on I thought this was for charity, kind of like taking the heel role when it is unnecessary. You didn't have to do it. You wanted to do it, which I feel like I appreciate. I like heels. Chris Reagan's going to be the face in this. You're going to be the heel. Cool. But you didn't just go after Chris Reagan. You went after Anissa. You made a negative comment. Because the thing, even though the comment was light, it's still perceived as negative. If you lose, which is a negative thing, you'll subscribe to her OnlyFans. What does that imply? It can imply a few different things, but one thing that is implied that it is a punishment. Therefore, subscribing to her OnlyFans is a negative thing. So no matter which way you spin it, it is still, the offense is meant to be taken. It's like I said, not a big deal, but why? If it is just for charity, why do that? Seemed like it was just a way to kind of poke a little. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know. It just seemed like a this stupid shit seems so easily avoidable. It seems so easily avoidable. Like, why get Anissa involved at all, bro? Why? She's helping with the event. Why? Like I said, it's like watching WWF back in the day, trashing Vince McMahon, trashing Shane and Stephanie. Awesome. Loved it. Some of my favorite parts. Loved it. But they approved of it. When they call Stephanie McMahon a slut or a skank or whatever, The Rock's calling her all the worst things. Obviously approved. Like, I don't understand why you wouldn't go that route. If this is for charity and you want to play it up and ham it up and get more interest and stuff, run it by the guys. This isn't a real fight. It's an exhibition for charity. I say real fight, but you know what I mean. Like, this isn't like there's stakes on the line and this is for, you're going to climb up the rankings and you're trying to, like, you're not in a career of boxing. This is just doing a fun event for charity. Have some fun with it. I personally, like, if I ever did one of these events, which is something that I've expressed interest in, but realistically, I have injuries that I need to attend to, which I'm actually trying now. I tried when I was back in California, then pandemic happened, I got really sick, you guys know about all that shit. And then now I'm in a spot where I'm like, okay, doctors, I'm doing, I have an MRI coming up, all this stuff, so I'm actually doing stuff to try to fix my injuries. And then there's just two main ones that I want to at least get under control. Then realistically, if this stuff is still popping off, I want to really throw my hat in the ring. You know, that would be really fun because I've been a fan of combat sports since I was a kid. So yeah. Anyway, are you guys still gonna watch? I am most likely gonna be there. I almost feel obligated to go because everything's set up except for my ticket, like my flight. I'm like, this job has made me so antisocial. It's pitiful. It's pitiful, man. Just staying at home and filming a lot. I'm just like, oh God, I gotta go meet a bunch of people. Nothing against the people at all. Nothing at all. The people that I run into are gonna be sweethearts. They're gonna be great. I know I'll eventually have a good time. I know this. It's just the thought process beforehand, and I feel like a lot of you people can relate to that. I'm like, oh God. It's why I haven't even pulled the trigger on buying the fucking ticket yet. And obviously I should before it like gets bumped up in price or some shit. Like, just buy a fucking plane ticket. Just do it. Just go do it. And but yeah, anyway, I'm still gonna go. So Are you guys still gonna watch? Are you guys gonna, whatever? Are you still interested in this at all? Because I feel like there's maybe some people that are watching now that listen to the podcast that were probably invested in that match. But like, hey, as they said, they're gonna announce somebody for Chris. That's what the creator class page said. So, all we can do is look out for that and see what it says. Maybe guys will still be just as excited and whatnot. That would be pretty fucking cool. But yeah, that's all I gotta say on this bad boy. Y'all have a good one, and I'm gonna go I don't know, I'm gonna go rob some people.